What's up, everybody, and welcome to ITG Daily, the show that brings you the hottest in gaming news. I'm Drew Bosley, and that's the one and the only Mr. Scotty Savage. Scott, what's going on, buddy?
That's right. Well, I did try out a bit of Redfall. I unfortunately don't have any news to report back yet. All I can tell you is the opening intro was quite long.
I've been watching a lot of Redfall reviews this morning. Dude, it is not going well, unfortunately.
I'm not going to be able to keep my palate clean without seeing something. It's all over the internet now.
Yeah, it is. It is being bombarded. I've seen everything from 4.5, from 4s in the 5 ratio scale to 2s out of the 5 ratio scale to like the mid 6 and 7s. Just kind of, dude, I got kind of what I thought it was going to be at, right?
You called it out.
Is where it's gonna. Yeah, it seems to be where it's landing, which is unfortunate, dude. Because at the end of the day, Arcane Studios is one of my favorite studios of all time. Absolutely adore what they do, their creations. And I knew watching their latest release of Redfall wasn't going to be for me, but I didn't think it was going to have the stumbling hurdles they've been kind of toppling over the entire path to launch. And now that they are at launch, it doesn't seem to be going.
The most worrisome comment I've seen so far is that you can't stealth very much,
dude.
Arcane's game.
That one blew my mind. I heard the stealth is awful and the AI are horrible. And yeah, right. We've had comments on some of our YouTube videos, and we've been having some solid conversations. So keep those coming. We absolutely love those conversations. And they're like, "Yo, this doesn't work." And one person's hand's like a triangle. They said right now.
No.
Wow. So hopefully Arcane can fix that. But dude, when you come out of a stealth studio, Dishonored 1, Dishonored 2, Deathloop has stealth, right? Stealth opportunities. It's all there. It's in their DNA. And then there's just no stealth. Yeah, it kind of hurts, but
I'm going to have to put more time into this. I will have to report back.
No, absolutely. I expect you to. I figured you would be on it. My brother will be joining you as well for this, I'm sure. He's kind of looking forward to it. We'll see what happens, but
we'll see if he stays on a game. We have to keep pulling him back into Siege, otherwise he's
yeah, there's lots happening on Siege right now. Man, oh man. Dude, one last thing. PSA. We did launch our review of Cuckoo, Ancient Seal this morning, so please go over to our YouTube channel and check that out yourself. And Steve reviewed that one. Dude, it looks charming. Personality there is pretty cool looking. I liked it.
Yeah, it's got a very nice look to it. I like that.
Absolutely.
Muted, not so serious, colorful. I like.
Yeah, it's got some lighthearted feels to it. But dude, let's get into today's show where people can join us live over on youtube.com/InsideTheGameOfficial as well as kick.com/InsideTheGame. But if you can't join us live, hit us up later. InsideTheGame.ca and TV streaming networks around the globe. Today's show, Scott, it's been 30 years of Mortal Kombat and NetherRealm are just getting started as they tease us with Mortal Kombat 12. Once again, be careful. 2 weeks prior to the release, a game has been leaked. We will get into which game that is because it's a big one. If you can't figure out what drops in less than 2 weeks,
it's a big one.
Yeah. And then Redfall copyright claims on Twitter are happening, so we'll figure that one out too. Man, but dude, let's get into it because it's one of my favorite games. I love fighting games in Mortal Kombat, so the two just marry me together and I'm there. I meant to look it up, I forgot this morning. I think I'm well over 100 hours in Mortal Kombat 11. I'll have to take a look.
Wow, that's a good amount of time. It has been a while since 11 launched, but
yes, yeah, it has been. It's been quite some time. But Mortal Kombat 12 gets its first teaser. Dalton Cooper over Game Rant. Mortal Kombat 12 has received its first teaser trailer. The long-running success of Mortal Kombat franchise has meant that a new game in the world-famous fighting game franchise is inevitable at some point, I'm sure. However, question still remains if NetherRealm's next game would have been a Mortal Kombat title or Injustice 3 or something entirely new, which would have been pretty cool. Dude, can you imagine?
Something entirely new. That has my mind churning. That'd be really interesting to see.
Yeah, dude, 30 years of Mortal Kombat. And here, I'm doing it. Are you ready? I played every single one of them, right from day one.
Every single one? That's a pretty bold claim, because there are a lot of spin-off ones.
Every single main Mortal Kombat. Okay. Let me rephrase that. Yeah, every single main. But Mortal Kombat 12's creator, Ed Boon, narrowed things down on Twitter, confirming that NetherRealm's next game would either be Mortal Kombat 12 or Injustice 3. Sometime later, a Warner Brothers Discovery executive let the cat out of the bag, confirming that Mortal Kombat 12 was in development. Whoops. Yeah, way to go. Mortal Kombat 12 fans are still waiting for more Mortal Kombat 12 to get revealed, but rumors has it that it could be happening some point later this month. While Mortal Kombat 12 fans are still waiting for the full reveal, they have been treated to a brief but interesting teaser at the very end of a video thanking fans for supporting Mortal Kombat these past 30 years. Fans can see what appears to be an hourglass dumping out sand. Camera then zooms in to focus on a single grain of sand, which then explodes. This has left some fans scratching their heads, but dude, I knew exactly where this was going, and I was like, really? But we'll get into that. But is likely a nod to the events of Mortal Kombat 11's story.
Chronica.
I'm warning you right now. I'm about to spoil the end of Aftermath, which is the DLC. So if you haven't played it and you want to play it, you might want to bounce and then come back after. But I'm warning you right now. Either way, Mortal Kombat 11's story, it was about Chronica, the keeper of time, and how she was manipulating time after the death of her son, Shinnok. Chronica is able to do this using her hourglass artifact. Though by the end of Mortal Kombat 11's Aftermath expansion, Chronica is long gone. The Mortal Kombat 11 Aftermath expansion concludes one of these of two endings. Either Shang Tsung or Liu Kang gain control of the hourglass and use it to create a, quote, new era, end quote, essentially a brand new timeline. Scott, possibilities when it comes to Mortal Kombat 12 become endless. Drew's a bold guy. What's up, Kyle?
I do have to say I'm a little annoyed by the turn of the storyline as that, without making this a review of Mortal Kombat 11.
Sure.
There's two really awful things that writers do to kill off a show. One is introduce Scrappy-Doo, the character Scrappy-Doo. That becomes a trope. It just means a bad character. Anyways, the second one is a time trial. Let's redo it, time travel. We can unwrite some of the things we've done in the past and write our new stories. Yeah. And that does make sense in a case like this. And it's not incredibly, offensively lazy or anything. But after 30 years, I guess a reset is okay.
Well, it has been 30 years, right? So
I've only been 30 years.
Will we get a completely new reboot, or will this Mortal Kombat 12 continue on into whatever we left off with Aftermath? There are definitely a lot of questions. Bigger questions are, what fighters do we get? What returning fighters are we going to get?
I'm afraid for that. Are we going to change some of the fighters up in some of the ways that people really get mad about on the internet?
Dude, there's some fighters you just cannot change, right? Like, you cannot change Scorpion. Scorpion, Sub-Zero are your two main stars of this franchise, and they are the last characters you want to adapt into a different fighting methods, because fans grew up, especially myself, right? Been here for 30 years. Dude, I grew up playing Scorpion. That is my main today. Mortal Kombat 11, you want to play? Scorpion's my guy. And I will like just go to death with this guy. But
that's why it's interesting, because I've always been a Sub-Zero.
Yeah, right. So then the competition is there. Like, we have that rivalry already. So to take that away, I don't think they can do that. I think we're gonna get a continuation of Aftermath's DLC, and then go on throughout the story. We'll probably get new characters, which is always exciting to see what new characters they can introduce to the Mortal Kombat realm, and then expand off of their movesets, right? You never know who's coming down the pipeline. Dude, I still want it. I still want the Mortal Kombat Ultimate Edition. I know we had it like years and years and years, like we're talking 20 years ago, but now I want, can you imagine all of these fighters getting that Smash Brothers treatment of here's everybody? But I don't think that short amount of time that they've had since Mortal Kombat 11 is enough to bring everybody in for Mortal Kombat 12 if we're going to start seeing teasers and things like that. So
after 30 years in the business, NetherRealms is one of the few that I think could pull that off. But the idea of balancing all these characters against each other, so there isn't just one that wins every time, it's insane. Of course, that is the business of fighting games, but think about how much work that would be. You
could, in a sense, almost make Mortal Kombat a live service game, right? Essentially, it could be an ongoing experience. New DLC, new characters, new story, new. Do we need Mortal Kombat 13 then once you get into 12? Is it necessary? Probably not.
Every couple months, Raiden returns. I've conferred with the Elder Gods. And that's the new week of challenges.
Yeah. Right. Well, they have challenges there. They have this whole new gear outfit and the outset stuff that you can kind of customize. Dude, you were
burning through some of those for a while, yeah.
Man, I'm telling you, right? Like, so I said, I'm well over 100 hours into Mortal Kombat 11. I had a great time there. And then it was funny, because I was talking about it with my wife this morning, and she's like, you haven't played that game forever. I said, no, I haven't, because I sit right now with like 5 million credits and nothing to spend it on. So what am I going to do? Right? I could keep fighting, but we have so many other games to play right now that I just keep bouncing on to something else. But I'm waiting for Mortal Kombat 12 to drop where it can pull me back in. The story is always just the story. It is fun. It is quirky. It's not, I enjoy it.
At one point, I thought there was nothing to the story at one point. Dude. I was actually corrected by a friend of ours, and I've learned a lot that day.
There's
Put it all in perspective. I went, okay.
There is, as cheesy as it is, right? There is a lot happening. Cheesy. Oh yeah, very, very cheesy. But and I appreciate that cheese. It is Mortal Kombat. Like, let's be honest, right? Finish them. Yeah, okay. Then you stand back up and do it again.
Those were my glasses.
Yeah, no, I'm a huge fan of Mortal Kombat. This is my fighting genre, my fighting game to go to. But when it comes to 12, I think we are going to get the continuation of the Aftermath DLC and then go from there. I don't think we're going to get a complete reboot. And I would love to see them do completely, like, something completely new as well.
Do you want to see them shake up what Mortal Kombat is and change it to a three-dimensional fighter instead of a two-dimensional fighter, or vice versa?
No.
Do we add weapons? Do we start with the weapons? Because each character has a weapon, but...
Yep. No, they do, right? I am very curious to see what changes are coming down the pipeline for 12, right? Because we have been following it for 30 years. What new hook are they going to have that keeps it fresh, that keeps us wanting to come back to play it once again? Because people have been playing it for so long, it's hard to keep. Dude, how do you keep Scorpion fresh? They brought him into 11. I was like, yo, I was blown away with 11, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot they can keep going with.
But are we going to do X-ray moves? Are we going to do power-ups, limit breaks? There's things that have been done already before, but I want to see it.
Some of that stuff, though, you want to have back, right? It's just a part of the franchise. It's a part of those characters and people you believe in. And then, how much do you tweak without ticking off the fan base? but introducing new stuff to keep us more excited, right? Yeah. Oh man, I can't wait for Mortal Kombat 12. Hopefully we get some new news and a full trailer this month would be cool. But you know what else we're getting this month, Scott? Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. And it's leaked 2 weeks early. Here we go.
I don't even want to lay eyes on it just for the sheer legal might that Nintendo may bring down.
Andy Robinson over at VGC says this. The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, never heard of it, has leaked online nearly 2 weeks ahead of its official release trailer on Monday. Images and videos appearing to show the opening section of the game began being widely shared across social media sites and private Discord channels. One player even streamed the game on Twitch for 30 minutes before the channel was removed at the request of the copyright holder. Oh, man. Like, I don't need to get into the rest of the article. This is just sad. This is when we get into spoiler territory. It's not even out yet, and people are posting things and breaking embargoes and doing all this stuff that you shouldn't be doing if you have access to the game already.
Yeah, that was certainly either criminality or an accident, but you probably shouldn't take advantage of that in either case because you're ruining the experience for everybody.
Streaming 30 minutes ahead of time, dude, that's a breach of embargo right there, right? Like, they're just like, I don't care. I got this game. Check this out. We're going in high, and everybody can take a look in the. Drew is shaving his beard next week. Yeah, I just leaked it. Dude, that is not happening, Kyle. But leaks are something we have to be mindful of, right? So if you are on Twitter and you are looking forward to Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, you can go in and mute all these hashtags. And I would suggest you do that if you are definitely hyped like we are for Tears of the Kingdom. I know I can't wait. Dude, I got a sneeze coming on. I can feel it.
No. Wow. Hey, you can give us a good link. Yeah.
So yeah, just be mindful, dude. I'm excited. How excited are we? Are getting it? I can't believe it's actually coming around.
We're actually finally going to see it, and I cannot wait. Admittedly, Breath of the Wild didn't strike me exactly how I wanted it to.
What is wrong with you?
And I know that's unpopular.
It's very
I hope
unpopular.
This one has a bit stronger of a narrative, a bit shorter of a leash, but I still want that freedom. I'm conflicted. Narrative? Like every Nintendo
You couldn't find
fan.
the narrative? You give me a hard time about Elden Ring in the narrative, but I'm just saying.
Well, man, that is written all over the world.
No, I get it. We'll see what happens. I like the mechanics that they've introduced. This whole fusion element and mixing things up. And yeah, dude, I can't wait to get my hands on it. It's one of those things I've been waiting for quite some time. Obviously, like the rest of us.
I'm gonna put the Master Sword on like a 10-foot pole. So I'm gonna be fighting with the halberd the whole game.
Ah, there you go. Definitely one of my most anticipated titles this year. Dude, we've kind of been on a hot streak lately. There's so many games. We just came off of Burning Shores. Right now we're in a Star Wars Jedi Survivor, and then we get this. There's just so much. Unfortunately, Redfall is tossed in the mix of all this. It doesn't quite nail it where it should have been at that discussion, right?
Roll back to Dead Island 2.
Well, dude, there's so many games. It's like, where do you look to budget yourself? It's funny because I keep bringing it up when it comes to the Game of the Year discussion. Think about Game of the Year discussion this year. Could be Tears of the Kingdom, Starfield, Spider-Man 2, Jedi Survivor, right? Like, there's Hogwarts Legacy. Yeah, I think that's there.
Depends on how courageous anybody wants to be while talking about it.
We'll put it in there. So there's 5 titles already, right? Like, what's the 6th title gonna be, and who takes it this year? I'm excited to see for the first time ever, I think, that we're gonna have Nintendo, Xbox, and PlayStation all clamoring for that Game of the Year discussion. I think that's an exciting thing for me. And the games we're going to be getting, hoping, like, we obviously haven't seen Spider-Man 2 or Starfield and get hands-on. But June 11th, we're getting Starfield news, right? I was going to say State of Play. That's PlayStation. My bad. A whole Xbox Direct for Starfield, which is going to be exciting. Then the Breath of the Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild 2, Tears of the Kingdom, we've already played and probably adored from what we've seen already. So there's going to be a lot, right? Kyle's going Star Wars already. Was already beating out Hogwarts. Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, if you want to do it in terms of money, that becomes interesting as well. But two mega series. How do you square that? Oh, it's going to be an interesting. I hope there's a lot of deliberation and a lot of open conversation about Game of the Year, because really all of these, here's the cheesy thing I'll say today, they all deserve to be celebrated so far. Bar Redfall.
So So here's a sneak little teaser. For the first time this year, ITG gave out a 10 for one of our reviews. What that is, you'll have to stick around to find out. But I'm telling you right now, first time this year, we actually gave out a 10. We've had a couple close ones, but not a 10, and we got a 10 just the other day. So that's exciting to see. Some of these things are starting to come up in a conversation, and we're only getting into like the heat of it all. Like, it's really just starting to pick right up right now. We've had a lot of great games, but now we're starting to get into some of these, that God of War experience, right? Where it is at the top tier. So very excited. Dude, we were just speaking of Redfall. Bethesda accidentally copyright claims official Redfall Twitter banner. What?
They're damage control firing on all cylinders.
Man,
that is.
This is Alex over at Game Rant. A recent wave of copyright claims made by Redfall publisher Bethesda and its parent company Microsoft resulted in an accidental takedown of the banner for the game's Twitter account. Redfall is mere hours. It's now out. The discussion on the title has begun making the rounds online. Redfall is the latest title from Arcane Studios and has been highly promoted by Microsoft as one of the Xbox's biggest upcoming titles. While the game has garnered controversy online due to the performance limitations, and marketing for Redfall has continued strong. While the launch time for Redfall just hours away, again, already out, the title will soon be playable by those buying the game at launch or who have subscribed to Xbox Game Pass. So it is there, dude, but it's now in the window of getting overshadowed by a crap ton of games. And Redfall is going to vanish. Today's Tuesday. It will vanish discussions by Monday next week.
Oh, ouch. I suspect you're probably right. You happen to be really good on these predictions, actually.
Sometimes.
Just across the board. I've yet to see one you fail at, but
I don't know. It's unfortunate, man. I didn't want to predict this.
No. I think if we see this come up again, it'll be like a plea. Hey, it's update number, whatever. Please come and check it out. And hopefully that does solve the performance issues. But like I said, it's a little too early for myself to call. This is not my opinion, but it seems like there's a lot left to be desired, regardless of performance.
Go check out some of the reviews. Scott will chime in with his here in the near future and kind of let everybody know his thoughts. And but from what I've seen, dude, it's more than just performance issues, right? Like this, I've seen some pretty surprising stuff coming from Arcane that hasn't really hit on the promises and stuff we've known from the past, right? Coming off some of their games. And this is maybe one of those misses, and hopefully they come back and they bounce back stronger and have a more solid game.
I hope Arcane Studios does well for this after. They don't just sink with the ship.
I don't think they will. They do have the Microsoft money to kind of keep them alive. But, dude, the fact that they even banned their own banner on Twitter, like it's just another stumbling hurdle for Arcane's trying to launch their next game. And it's just... what a weird mix of things.
I think it's friendly fire in the case of trying to put all of the fires out. Nobody could leak that early. And there was, I think, a little bit of a leak due to some time frames, some time zones being worked out. And so the cat was out of the bag early. And I think Bethesda-related companies have snapped a little too quickly.
Yeah. Brad, we don't know if there's any PlayStation showcase yet. I have nothing confirmed in my email yet, but I will keep you posted if there is, because we will be there live watching it. There is a showcase coming. We just don't know when, right? So we're into May. Next month is obviously where the E3 window is supposed to be. Now it's the Keeleys. So whatever we get into there with Jeff Keighley, Summer Game Fest. So that's just around the corner. And I figure that's when we're going to start seeing some of the stuff for PlayStation coming around. And hopefully we'll get into it. But yeah, it's been an interesting season so far. But dude, let's get into MetaQuest is going to have their own showcase. It's been announced. This is Mike Straw over at Insider Gaming. Meta is set to announce what's next for its gaming ventures as the company has announced the MetaQuest Gaming Show. The show, which airs on June 1st, will give fans a look at upcoming games in the virtual reality platforms. The MetaQuest Gaming Showcase is coming. The company posted on Twitter. Tune in June 1st at 10 a.m. PT on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and the Meta Horizon Worlds. So there's that. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's like a virtual chat room kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what that is.
Well,
Yeah,
that makes sense.
it does. They got to promote it somehow, right? So
Yeah, I want to learn more about the meta and if they're doing anything with that. If meta is truly just left to individuals to do now, I don't know. It's all a big question mark.
I think meta is struggling right now with their headset. For me now being on PSVR 2, I don't want to go into my meta quest. I'm in there for a couple games that we're reviewing, and I'm getting motion sickness hitting me there. Where on the PSVR 2, because it is a step above, I'm not feeling that drag anymore and getting that sickness.
I learned of something about motion sickness. Does the PlayStation VR, just quickly, does it have a reticle in the center of your vision?
No.
No? Okay. I've seen that that is the science behind it. If it gives you a point to focus on,
right,
you can remain in the pilot chair of your own mech walker, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. What are we getting? Mech Warrior 6. Isn't that what we're getting soon?
Oh, Mech Warrior 6? Nah,
no, not Mech Warrior. Sorry.
The other one?
What's the other one I'm thinking of? Oh, come on, Scott. From Software's latest.
I thought of it. It was that's right, Armored Core.
Armored Core.
I forget?
Yeah, thank you. That's
you
where
confused me because I went back to Chrome Hounds.
Dude, we have a couple games out today, Scott. What do we have?
We have Age of Wonders 4, and that's on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series consoles, and PC. And Redfall is now on Xbox Series consoles and PC.
Definitely want to hear everyone's thoughts on Redfall. Scott will, like I said, be chiming in on his thoughts as well. But Scott, just like that, my friend, it's going to wrap up today's show. Everybody, thank you so much for hanging out with us. This has been ITG Daily, the show that brings you the hottest in gaming news each and every day, Monday to Friday, over on kick.com as well as youtube.com/InsideTheGameOfficial. But if you can't join us live, hit us up later. Until tomorrow, everybody, I'm Drew. That's Scott. We'll see you inside the game.